Hey guys. So, I've had a pretty good night so far. I'm up to Enforcer 2. So, I figured I would ruin all that and try to record and play and see if I can keep my luck up. They had another small update. They added cosmetics, added cosmetics for Batrider, Enigma, Slark, Sniper, Warlock. Fixed an issue with Terrorblade's Sunder. And then they buffed Bloodseeker a little bit. He gets his attack speed sooner. They nerfed Lich. Dropped the Chain Frost range down to 2 from 4, which he needed badly. They buffed Templar Assassin, which I really like because she wasn't really all that outstandish. I mean, she was a 4-star assassin, but she didn't really, I mean, I forget what the ability is called. Refraction. Yeah, refraction is nice. I mean, it makes her tanky for an assassin, but you know, past that, it's not all that impressive. So they added Mel Strike. So after she teleports, she gets bonus damage from 50 to 150, depending on level, and she lowers armor from 2 to 6 levels, which is really good. I kind of thought that they were going to make her the new ace, which they might anyway when the new big patch comes out. But I don't know. With that buff, maybe not. Maybe they'll just leave her there and add somebody else. Nyx, maybe, is the assassin ace or something. Trait Protectors, Leech Seed. If the target dies, the Leech Seed will move, so that's a buff. Tusk's Walrus Punch got buffed. He's immune. He's invulnerable. Punch, which is not a huge buff. That's just something that makes it match Dota a little bit more, which is nice. And Warlock got a buff. I think it's a buff anyway. I think it's a buff in everything except some really weird situations. But it's where if he heals, 75% of the heal takes effect immediately, which is really good. His Warlock's heal was terrible, especially at 1 and 2-star. It might make a difference early game, it might rack up fast enough, but for the most part it was just like, well, I've got a heal on me and I'm still going to die. I'm just going to die 1 second later. And so now it feels like a real heal, and then you get a really kind of worthless heal over time, but I mean, I don't know. Warlock level 3 is 675 heal, and then 225 over liberation. That's a lot. I didn't really realize his numbers were that good, but they also buffed his damage per second. So the damage is going to work the same. It's going to be just damage over time. But a level 1 unit doing 75 damage a second is exceptionally good. So the Deadeye Alliance got kind of buffed, I guess. That basically they won't, if there's two units with like really low HP, they won't just sit there and alternate between them. There's like a buffer to stop that, so that's probably good. But Deadeye's kind of garbage anyway. So and Tombstone got nerfed from 2 cells to 1 cell, which I don't know that they needed this necessarily. Tombstone was good. It was really good, but I don't think it was broken. But I don't know, everybody on Reddit thought it was broken, so it got nerfed. That's pretty much it. This is not a meaningful update, really. It's just little patchwork. There's going to be a big update in a few weeks. So I've been grinding, really trying to get to not even gonna pick the hero. It's horrible. Yeah, so I've been trying to get to Lord, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. I do want to get to level 25 on the compendium. I'd like to unlock the other stuff too. I'm gonna see what I can do. But the big thing is I don't know if like the compendium is gonna change when it gets to season 1 or something. I don't really want to lose all the potential things that it could unlock. But I don't know. It just is. So, I've mostly been running scrappies and then jamming either assassins or knights or whatever I could fit in, you know. My estimation of knights has gone down quite a bit. I just haven't had good luck with them since I've moved up in ranking. They may be viable, but I just don't really like them. Scrappy has its own problems, but I've enjoyed playing them. I kind of like how they feel. Tanky, and they got to heal. They're not great damage dealers, but you know, you really only need like one damage dealer behind them, and you're pretty well set. So I've also been running, like, probably the most success I've had is just running like a scrappy core, get my 4 scrappies on the board, and then everything else is just good stuff. And so it's just, there still is this imbalance in the game where there are units that you don't necessarily need to have amazing synergy with, and they are just good enough to win your fights. And Pudge is one of those. Another gloves? That may be the wrong choice. I should have taken chainmail. This is the first match in a while that first match in a while that I haven't gotten a global anything. One thing I've started doing is, like, I'm just automatically losing round 4. Without exception. And I mean, it may not have mattered. This guy's got a 2-star Chaos Knight. Pretty sure he beats me regardless. But I got these Drows and this axe. I'm not gonna use them. I'm gonna sell them. Probably gonna sell the Warlocks unless I 2-star. But the thing is like, I mean, if I win, I'm gonna start my streak. And I'm probably going to lose to somebody else later. I don't have a great board. If I lose, then I don't have to worry about my streak starting early. And I get a free reroll. So. And I do random crap like this, where okay, so there's a Tinker. I've got a 2-star Warlock and a Pudge. I think I could probably start winning right here. Like, I think I could drop the Tinker and the Bounty Hunter in, and I'd certainly beat this guy. This might be a mistake, like. But I think it's worth it. I think it's always worth it on round 4. I think it's usually worth it on round 5 to just throw the match. Ideally, you want to throw in enough units that you get a kill or 2 so you don't lose as much health. 7 health is kind of not great, but probably put that in, probably put that in. The Drow might be better, actually. Sure, I'll take her. There's another tinker. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to Okay, so Quap is negotiable. She's demon. Quap is good assassin. Early. And I'm totally happy to use her. Pudge stays because Pudge is just honestly one of the best units in the game, especially for a 2-star. And I'm one away from completing. It's just too good. Alright, there's my bounty hunter. And right here, I've been leveling right here usually. That's probably okay. I don't know, that drow was 2-star drow might have been worth keeping. Probably should have put the Quap in instead of the second Pudge, maybe. Especially if they're both going to die at once. Okay. Wow. There you go. Warlock. Got that buff. So now I need to check to see what other people are doing. So there's the leader is going Scrappy Knights, which I'm okay with. So I think here I'm gonna pull this back, pull him back. And I'm going to put the Quap in instead of I think that's probably better. So, there's Timber, there's Quap, and I'm going to take the PA as my third assassin for right now. PA is kind of a cell. Quap kind of is a cell too. The thing about Scrappies is they're not good unless you have 4. Right? I mean, it's okay, especially this early, just running with 2, but they fall off really fast. And, like, I could drop the PA in now. And honestly, I think I will. Because I can level... Drop the PA, and there's my 3 assassins. Okay. And see, I don't really care which way this goes, because if Bounty Hunter gets the Scrappy bonus, then he'll do... I mean, he'll live longer to do damage. If Timber gets it, then... he's kind of tanky early anyway, so maybe he'll live long enough to kill this target buddy for me. Okay, so check my percentages here. So right now I'm getting 30% of 2 and 3. So where you want to be on Scrappies is for level 6 and level 7 are your golden kind of points, because you have really good odds of Timber, Clockwork, Tinker, Sniper technically. Okay, so the thing here is I'm on a win streak. Normally, I would go for this interest point, but I can upgrade 2 units, and that is almost certainly going to mean that I'm going to win this next fight. Unless I come across just something absolutely insane. I don't even, you know, would stop and realize that it's level 10, it really wouldn't even matter, would it? I don't think there was anything I could solve. Whatever, we killed him. Oh, I can't buy them both. Whatever. Crystal Maiden's interesting. It's just free mana for everybody. And when you can get her 2-starred, right now the passives are broken, so she's acting like a 3-star Crystal Maiden. It's really good. Target buddy? Okay. So here I do that. Put target buddy out front. This is not great. Not great draws. So it's in gold, play for the interest. Hope that I keep my streak alive. Quap died early. Pudge hooks, sometimes you're just... I don't think the AI for Pudge is meant to be like this save your life kind of thing. But it just seems like, man, sometimes the hooks you get. Alright, that's 5 turn listed. Now. I think this is the same situation as before. Like, I could play for this interest point, but I think it's more valuable to play for the win streak. It's more gold anyway, so. I would match up against the leader. There you go. Pudge beats Bloodseeker. I kind of want to take that Dragon Knight. It's just so early for a 4-cost unit. I might take him if it was like Hardcore or something. I don't know if Dragon Knight is really good enough to be in your good stuff consideration. Okay. So I still need a clockwork. I think I'm gonna let it ride. This might be a greedy play. Like I should maybe have rolled. This is the other leader. And it's gotta feel bad to be running Hunters and Savage and lose to Scrappy this early. I'm not exactly... This is an excellent start. Okay. So there's the Tinker. Question here is, do I value the Tinker more than I did the Warlock? I think the answer is undoubtedly yes? Maybe? I don't know, it does weird things, because now it's like my Scrappy bonus can go anywhere. They all are. See, Scrappy bonus went on Tinker. And, I mean, that's cool and all, but Uh, I really don't care that he's regening, because by the time that he's starting to like take damage and stuff, it's not going to be a good position anyway. But I think I got this. Tinker Rockets do so much damage. And I think that's the end of my streak. So this is like the, there you go, completed a win streak. So this is the exact reason. This is why you lose rounds 4 and 5. It lets you get more 2-star units. It lets you get to a kind of healthier place for your board, and it makes it more viable that for you to just streak off and kill everything. I bought the Tidehunter because Tidehunter. Tidehunter is very much good stuff. And it's kind of an early pickup. Especially when you're running Scrappy, like it always feels a little weird to do something like pick up a 4-star unit this early, because you are going to be buying, hypothetically, a lot of Timber Saws, a lot of Clockworks. I think I go which I may literally never use that item. It's incentive to buy Arc Warden later, I guess. This feels just awful. And I think here I go ahead and 3-level. I don't necessarily want to burn through 6, but I'm in a really good place with my economy. And Savage Boy finally beat me. Okay. Clockwork would make my day right now. Awesome. So I guess I do Tidehunter? Add a little bit more tank to my repertoire? I don't know. Probably need to rearrange my front line a little bit. Tidehunter level 1 Ravage just feels terrible. I need to look through these boards. I think the problem is I think I have somebody cornering left and somebody cornering right. So there's just like no good real option for how to set up my front line. There's that. Okay. So there's my Scrappy bonus at least. Back line. Yeah. So I think what I do is I put Fudge there, I put Clockwork here, Timber there. Okay. I have a free reroll. I'm probably going to lose this match again. So, This is a bit of a weird place. If I buy this Luna, it's not going to sell for the same amount as I bought it for. But I think I have to do it. If nothing else, I think a 2-star Luna is better than a 1-star Arcord, even with stone, when I don't have items for either of them. Okay. So now I have an interesting choice. By the bounty, I'm making decent progress. I don't know if I should take the PA or the TA. Honestly, by the Doom. I'm just gonna I think she's a better unit now. One thing I like about PA is that she can just crit spontaneously. So this is your positioning on the bears again. You want to kill Potato first. Hopefully target buddy attracts Tomato. Well, that's awesome. Pudge gets a free hook out and immediately dies to Tomato. That's interesting. So the whole thing down here with the Doom Tidehunter, Arcord, and this is your good stuff build, right? But I think I go Brooch. I don't know. Octarine is good too. That on him, and I put the extra clubs on Queen. And this is my whole issue with buying this Luna, because now I really want to have more than a 2-star Luna. But the truth is that I'm just not going to have the bench space for it. So I paid 6 gold for this, I'm going to get 4 back. And that hurts a lot, really. That's annoying. What, 1 clockwork away from completing? Okay, so I have to decide here whether I want to level or whether I want to roll down. I really don't think my board is in a good enough place that leveling is going to help me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a gamble. The Doom goes if I don't get anything good. But I will have a free reroll here. And I'm going to have like almost 90 gold. Wow. Okay. So this is where we change our mind. And we can put the Doom out here. That was close. Okay, so I'm halfway considering selling the Arc Warden. But I really need him for the stone to be worth anything at all. There's the bounty. There's that. There's the Doom. Okay, there's the clock. Okay, so this loss is going to roll through. And we'll have another free reroll. We are down to 50 gold plus 10-ish. And I'll sell the timber. Oh, what'd I lose? I lost an assassin. I think I lost my TA. It's not optimal. That hurts, but the Doom completes. That's nice. In the meantime, we lost our assassin, but I'm totally happy putting out another Tinker for the moment. That was definitely worth doing because the whirly birds have evasion. But so with 3 assassins, you have this chance to crit, right, on all your assassins. And the thing about evasion is if you crit on an attack, it will never miss. So 2 really nice ways to just tear up the birds is assassins, and the other is magic. I think magic never misses? I'm not 100% sure about that. Now, having this almost 3-star bounty hunter is definitely take the Octarine this time around. There's another arc. We're only going to have room for 2 more units. Tide is going to be one, presumably. I don't know. Maybe I just don't use the stone. There's a replacement Templar Assassin for the one that I inadvertently lost. Ooh. Okay. So here we stand. I'm going to sell the Timber Saw. Timber Saw is good, but Clockwork is better. And now I'm to this point where I'm really questioning this 3-star bounty hunter. Who is this? Shady? Shady is the guy tied with my health. Okay, so I need a Clockwork, a bounty, a tide, 2 Templar assassins. Any of the above. Go. Okay. So we're still in a good place. We are tied for 3rd. Which I'm happy with. This is our knight player. You notice where Quap is just sitting in the corner screaming. I had this happen on the last time I ran a Quap, and I've got to move her. This is one of these scenarios where I don't know why, like the range on her scream is just annoying. Come on. Well, that was terrible, but I lost a TA for a TA. I'm going to roll this down. I'm at 30 health. I don't think I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to roll this down, and if I don't get the bounty hunter, I just don't get it. It is arguably too late to be going for it anyway. It's around 29. But the 3-star Clockwork is just phenomenal. No, I'm just out of it. Forget about it. It's not worth it. I don't necessarily even really want to level here, but one thing I didn't think about in the heat of the moment was I'm running a Quap and a Doom, and that is pointlessly nerfing down my So I'm going to put the clock here, put the tide out here. Tide is not going to get the Octarine essence until he levels. Okay. There's the bounty hunter I needed. That was certainly not the best possible call I could make. And putting in the Kunkka probably isn't either, but I'm mostly just hoping that the difference will be Quap getting that extra damage. Got him. Okay. Okay, and we just locked to 4th place. So, no matter what happens, definitely made mistakes here, but I feel pretty confident with the way it ended, at the very least. And ever having the Doom in was a colossal mistake. I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was weakening my board. And I believe that is it. So close. That's 1 clockwork away. GG. So, overall, the Doom was a mistake. Maybe even pulling the Doom was a mistake. Couldn't pull the Quap though, because I didn't want to lose my 3 seconds. Dropping Kunkka in instead got me 3 warriors, which is good. Probably would have been better off at some point to have sold the Quap. Had I known I was going to get the Doom, I would have sold the Quap and kept the PA. And I saw enough of her that she would have been 2-star for sure. I was going to have issues here no matter what though, because I didn't have damage dealer. And the thing is I really needed that damage dealer to be Arc Warden because I had the stone. Not that I had a better option. I mean, I could have picked Force Staff. The Force Staff is pretty bad. It's not terrible. All right. Well, there was that. And that's kind of how all my games have gone tonight. I mean, I pulled several 1st place, but it's like I don't think I deserved 4th place there. not really. I had a really good lead, and bad choices kind of threw it away. If the bounty hunter had ever just completed earlier, that board is so different, because I wouldn't have lost the first TA, I wouldn't have lost the second TA. I mean, I would have had a 2-star TA, and I would have had it before round 25. And so I kind of think keeping the bounty hunter might have done the most damage to my final ranking. It's a lot of gold that I didn't get interest for early, and it never did anything. And it was basically I played that entire match with fewer than max bench slots. I was benching a bounty that I eventually just sold. But still, it's kind of how my night has gone. I've even on times when I really don't think I should have won, I've always pulled something that at least got me points, right? I didn't lose once, so I don't know. I feel good about that overall. It is not the greatest showing, but it illustrates how you run good stuff early. Even with a core alliance like Scrappy's, where you have to have 4 units, and it's just so intensive on your leveling. I said it once, but I don't want to understate how important it was to lose round 4, to lose round 5, to start my streak off in a good place. And that's how you start good stuff. That is how you get into it, and that's how you deal with it. You want to technical difficulties. So that's how you start good stuff. That's how you play it. If you're gonna do good stuff early as your build, like, it doesn't really work, but it's the same principle. There are, even in the early tier of heroes, there are heroes like Pudge that will carry you throughout a game, and you play it the same way you play good stuff late. It's just like, well, I have, these choice of units, and it doesn't really matter. Like, that early Pudge I picked, I'd have picked him no matter what, and unless I just got to this point where I felt like I had an amazing board, and I felt like, say I only had 1 Pudge instead of 2, and I didn't think I was going to complete soon, I might have sold him for the interest point at some point. But basically that's your whole motto, is you want to wait until you're strong, and then you want to capitalize on it, and you want to keep capitalizing on it, and you want to keep capitalizing on it, and you want to get to this point where your economy just skyrockets off that first streak, off the fact that you basically had 2 roles for your heroes. And that's what makes your board winnable, because instead of saying, well, I'm just going to get whatever the game I'm just going to take whatever the game gives me, you're in this position where you can buy cheap units. And 1-stars sell for 3 gold if you 2-star them, so you don't lose anything. So it's very valuable to do what I did with that Warlock, and just pick it up and say, well, I've got a Warlock and I 2-starred it. And no matter what happens, at some point I'm going to say, well, this is worth the interest, and I sell it. All right, so this whole kind of mentality, this whole idea, basically is what took me out of what's the last rank, Outlaw, to Enforcer, and did it in 12 hours. And I've just been doing this thing where it's the same idea, just rinse, wash, repeat. The hard part about it, the reason that good stuff in Scrappies don't always jive well together, and you saw this happen, like, this game is a decent example of it. You do get to this point where you're like, I'm at level 6 or I'm at level 7, and I really just want to roll. You want to roll like crazy so you can complete your Clockworks and your Tinkers. And that may be what I should have done at this point. Like, I think 100% keeping the Doom and the Tide Hunter was a mistake. I wasn't thinking about the Demon Alliance for Doom. I should have just sold it, even though I I took that free roll and I'm like, oh, now I've got paired dooms. It felt great, but that was just an oversight on my part. And I think if I hadn't had those, it would have given me an extra bench slot to work with. Okay, well, I think that is about all I can say about it. So there you go. Scrappy's good stuff. It is the meta I'm pushing. Scrappy's is not top tier necessarily. I think most people think it's tier 2. But I like it. I like it better than Knight. Had a lot better luck with it. And I think part of the reason is because Scrappy's isn't just defensive. It's a very defensive alliance bonus, but like Tinker and Clockwork they do some damage. And they both have this capacity late game to just be insane. Both of those units have almost 0 cooldown on their ability, and as long as they're generating mana, they just keep cranking out. And Clockwork, like there was a match I had earlier where it had 1 3-star Clockwork. It was the only unit that was left alive, and I think the other players still had 4 or 5 units, and I won it because he triggers his ability. It's a constant mini stun, which will shut down a good majority of other abilities. And when he's 3-star, he does so much damage with his right clicks, and his ability lasts long enough that basically it goes off, and then you have like 2 seconds, maybe, where you're on downtime and you can't use your ability again, but then it comes right back up. So, all right, well, I will call that good, and I will catch y'all later.